Yeah. Yeah. What's good? What's going on? Yo, it's Marquis, aka Severely Yours, man. What's going on, man? It's the THHC podcast, the Hip Hop Connoisseur Podcast, episode 311. We talking Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and I'm not alone, man. I got James in the building. Shout out to James, man. Listen, man, we wanna greet you the right way. So, won't you introduce yourself? Because it's best for everybody to introduce themselves, man. So talk about yourself. You know, boast yourself up, man. Who's James?
Yeah. What's good? Peace and Severely, man. I love this guy. This guy's an OG. My name is James. Not only a rapper, I'm a producer, an artist, DJ, everything you can think of. Swiss Army knife. From God.
Yo, shout out to Faces. He's already in the chat. Showing some love.
What's good?
Faces, share the video, man. Let's get some more people on here, man. I shared it with a lot of people myself. Hopefully, a lot of people get in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So this is basically the format is, man. We're just gonna have fun, man. We're gonna talk about hip hop. First of all, let's just talk about why you selected this album. Because what I do is I have people come on and they pick an album that they love, and we dissect it and speak on it and show love. So won't you tell the audience before I get into the show, and then we get back to the album, let us know why you selected Kanye West in this album.
I selected this album because it holds a very personal, deep place in my heart. I remember when this album came out when I was 10 years old. Not to bring it into a sad thing, but my grandfather passed away the day this album came out. And I remember seeing this album all the time on Rolling Stones. You know, I grew up with this album a lot. It didn't really hit for me until I was 15, 16 when I first started getting into the rap game. And then from there on, it developed what we know as James today, this album. And we'll get more into that throughout the album conversations. What tracks remind me of this, what I love about this album, what's underrated about this album, some parts, whole etc.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Again, you coming on. Again, this is James. We're gonna get into some hip hop news first. You know. All right, so I'm not sure if you are into it, but they're starting to bring it up back again. This is kind of like irritating to me, man. But the Tupac trial is back in effect. And they say Puffy might have more time. You got anything you need to say on that? Are you familiar with what's going on?
So yeah, I've seen the Diddy documentary, and I've seen what's like going on. I didn't know that he was. From the last I heard, he was apparently getting out a lot earlier.
Yeah, I heard that. I kept hearing that his day was getting pushed up, and he was going to get out next year. Then he was going to get out late this year. And I'm like, yo, is he? What's gonna happen, man? I don't know what's going on, man. But I don't know what's going on. I heard there's a trial now, and everybody's snitching, and he might do more time.
Hopefully, there's oil at that trial.
I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Let it's in God's hands, man. You know, hopefully the truth comes out, and people get their justice, man. Let's move on to the next thing. But I don't know if you saw Versus last night. It still goes on. People think Versus is dead, but they still do Versus. And it was Joe, the singer, and Donnell Jones. Did you see that?
No, I did not. I missed that. I know that they've been doing a lot of Versus. I mean, that was really popular back in 2020 with the producers. They were going off. The songwriters. I know a big one recently was oh man, what was it? It was YG in the Game. I know that one happened very recently. There was another one, R&B singers. I love Versus. I think it's a great outlet. I think it's good for competition and stuff.
Yeah, then they get to get their catalog back, going and strumming along. You know what I'm saying? But I watched it, man, because I'm a fan of R&B, and Joe crushed Donnell Jones. I mean, he crushed them. Like, it was no competition, like nothing. Like, Joe brought out G Unit and 50, and he didn't even need that. He didn't even need that. He, because Donell Jones brought out like other people, groups, and all these other people. He couldn't sing. Let's just put it that way. Donell Jones couldn't sing. Like he was off, like off. Like it was terrible. And you know, Joe's an actual real singer, man. So he was really like piping. And pause on that, right? But anyway, let's go into the next news report. Number 3 is Indiana has no power. I don't know if you're aware of that. Indiana has no power. For 2 weeks, it's been like 10 days or something. You know, shout out to ADBC in the chat. But yeah, have you heard Indiana has no power? Just a certain black neighborhood, black city. You know, I think it's Gary, Indiana. I think it's 75% black, and yeah, they have no power. That for 10 days so far. That's fucked up.
I feel bad for all the people. That's terrible considering right now, you know, with the summer and stuff. And yeah, wow, that's really sad.
It's really insane. That's why I do like this. You know, it's always good news on here, but if there's something bad news or something political, that not too political, I will say something. And this is something that's wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been over a week. They're not getting any help. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're getting a little bit of help. You know, people are helping people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know the real help they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and besides, you know, not to end it on bad news. You know, we'll flip it back to some good news. But for the next segment, but blacks are being hung. You know, I'm gonna put it in quotations because YouTube be tripping. But blacks are getting hung mainly in Mississippi and. You know, recently I think it was North Carolina. You know, it's terrible, and you know, it's not something that. And this, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna say it, but I think these are the people that's doing it.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, right, who can get away with kidnapping somebody, snatching somebody up, and then like all of a sudden like doing something like that without being noticed? That's all I'm gonna say.
Especially, I know it's terrible. You know, pray for them as well. Tough times that we're living in right now, and you know, we got to spend every good day that we can on this earth, and it's terrible. I've been hearing about that recently too, and it's just not right.
Yeah, shout out to all the families, condolences to all the families and stuff like that. Hopefully, we get our due justice, and you know, we don't need this. We don't need it. We just don't need that, man. Nope. Let's move on to a lighter subject. We got some more news before we start. Now, every week I pick a Seville's innovator, man. This week is KRS-One. He just had a recent birthday, so happy birthday to KRS-One. Living legend of hip-hop history, pioneer of conscious edutainment, rap battle, freestyle rapper, the teacher, the philosopher, activist with various classic albums and songs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about KRS-One? Let's talk about KRS-One. This is some good news, man. Sound of the police. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
Sound of the police.
You know, he's a legend, man. He's the first, I mean, one of the first very few rappers that pushed this genre to where it is, you know. That was at a time too, him, Eric B and Rakim, LL Cool J, a lot of those, you know, early 90s to 80s rappers. Shout out KRS-One. Sorry, I'm talking too fast.
Not good. No, shout out to KRS-One, man. Again, he is a Seville's innovator. I just want to give him some props, man. Again, happy birthday and stuff like that. Just a dope guy. I heard I was watching an interview recently. He was on Talib Kweli. I always mess up his name.
Yeah.
So that name is like tongue twister, right? Talib Kweli. So, and he was speaking on, you know, building like a hip hop edutainment type of town, like, you know, building the towns for history of hip hop, so people could go through, you know, and it won't get lost. You know what I mean? Like hip hop won't get lost. So he's really doing big things, and shout out to the teacher, man. We're gonna get into a game before we get into the album.
Like this,
quick, just to lighten up the mood, man. Let's see, what game should we play first? I think we're gonna play Anthem Wars, man. Since we're talking about Kanye, man, I always throw up some anthems. I always throw up the biggest anthems or some anthems between two different artists. But Anthem Wars today is All of the Lights versus Touch the Sky. And these are, of course, both Kanye West records. So you're the Kanye West fan. And I am too, but you know what I mean. Let's talk about it. What do you think? Anthem Wars, man. You got to pick All of the Lights or Touch the Sky by Kanye. Which one you think, brother?
They're both just so iconic. I love both of them to death. But if I had to pick one that I think stands the test of time, still to this day, is Touch the Sky.
Touch the Sky?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. He is Johnny's in the chat, 82 DC, man. Of course, Faces. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. They doing their comments, they doing their thing. I appreciate you guys in the comments in the chat. Pick somebody, man. It's Anthem Wars, man. Let's go. So you pick Touch the Sky?
Yeah, I think I am gonna.
What's the reason behind that? Like you said, did you say like is it because you're a producer and an artist? So it's kind of like, are you going more towards the music? You going toward more or just everything in general?
Well, I think both of them have such great production, and obviously, I think both those songs are very iconic. Like, especially All the Lights Split having as about 11 people on this track. We'll get to that song later. The thing about Touch the Sky is anytime I think you play it, it's instantly recognizable. It's a good song. It's very, that's one of his first albums, Late Registration. Just such an iconic song, in my opinion. I mean, they both are, but I think Touch the Sky just gets it a little more.
100%. You know what? I'm gonna go on the opposite frame. I'm gonna pick All of the Lights. It's just something about it. Just feels more like broad. It feels like a orchestra, like it needs to be played in big stadiums. Like it has to be. Like the way it comes on, the music, just everything. It's just like, oh, what is this? What's going on? Like
the drums are hitting and stuff. It's like it's really all over.
It just feels so. It feels greater than it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's got to be played for the world, for the aliens, for like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Before I forget, it is Friday. Did you listen to any music that came out today?
The only one that I checked out that I was interested in was the Games album, the documentary.
How'd you like it?
I didn't hear all of it, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool.
All right, so I just want to like speak on a couple albums that I ain't gonna lie, I listened to the Game too, and I was excited because it's a documentary 3, you know, the part 1, part 2, you know, legendary albums, you know, great albums by the Game, and for some reason this one did not I guess, you know, match up to that. At least to me. He had a couple joints on there. I mean, couple joints on there that was fire, but the flow of it, you know, it just seemed like he was trying to do too much. He was trying to cram everything in one album.
And that's and
it's like 22 records or something like that.
Yeah, it was a decently long album too. You know, a couple big stuff. But it's one of those albums too that I think some parts were a little bloated.
100%. But I just want to quote the albums that came out real quick. Rhapsody came out. God Got an Afro and Gold Hoops. Ransom, The Price of Clarity. Cleo, Gentle Woman. Clifton Neal and Here's Johnny is on digital. Cooley Coke Pen. Go check it out. It's on digital, you cheap bastards that didn't get on Bandcamp. Number 5, Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats. I think I or 2 or whatever the hell it is. Number 6 is Mike Shab, Suicide. 7 is Georgia Smith, What Are the Odds? Ice-T, Criminal Migraine. Number 9, Rufus Sims, I Am God. 17th Cypher, Chicago Gospel. 10, Primo Rice, Another Night at the Chateau. 11, Skilla Baby, The Price of Fame. 12, Sam Smith, Hazel Eyes. 13, Romeo Miller, New Lane. 14, Eric Bellinger. Number 15, Body Rock. And Dun Dearly, Zings Institutionalized. If you gotta be a fan to know why I said it like that. But are you excited to listen to any of these songs below? Any of these songs right here? Any of these albums, sorry.
No, you're good. No worries. I didn't even know Ice-T dropped an album. That's back to, he's a rapper I forgot to mention too in the KRS-One conversation is Ice-T. He's another one. Shout out to Here's Johnny album. I'm gonna definitely be listening to that after this interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. I heard about the Denzel Curry Kenny Beats. I shout out Mike Shab. I love Mike Shab. I've met him before actually at a Mike concert. Wicked good dude. Georgia Smith, I know some of her music and stuff. Yeah, I'm hyped for the Erykah Badu and Alchemist album. I think that's dropping next week. Just tons of great music, I believe, this year. Just it's been a really good year for all artists.
It has. It really has. And shout out to all the albums. Want to bust some shots. 82 DC knows what time it is. He says on dogs. Dogs. That's a Boston thing. Zinging. You know about zinging. Y'all know about zinging. Okay. All right. Okay. The audience know what's up. Y'all know about Boston, Lynn, rappers. And Bodie Rock's from Dorchester, Massachusetts, you know what I'm saying? Down the street from me. I lived in Boston, Dorchester, Roxbury area. I grew up in Orchard Park, so I grew up in the area where they're talking about. The Witch Doctor video looks crazy. Okay, let's talk about that. That's what's up. Had no idea that Eric dropped. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, man. I listen to everything. People think I'm just in hip hop. I listen to rock and roll, R&B. I look for music. I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to all the albums that drop. We gotta get into what we came here for, man. We gotta get in here for the album, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about this album, and let's just load the clip, man. Let's just load the clip. You gotta load it. You're gonna load the clip for that, man. We're gonna drop the titles down. We're gonna bring the title back up, man. Yes, man, this is the THHC podcast, episode 311, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy review with Jameis, man. I'm so excited to sit down with you because I know you love music just as much as I do, and this is gonna be very exciting. Again, thank you for being on the podcast, man. Everybody in the chat, keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yo, if you need to smoke, man. You said you kind of jumpy. Go smoke, drink, do whatever you got to do, man. Relax, man. This is we be family. You know what I'm saying? This is fun. So be fun, man. All right.
I just didn't want to around on the camera and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want anything to happen.
No, don't worry about it, man. You good, man. If anybody stays tapped in, it's Severely Yours. Appreciate it, man. All right, so I'm gonna introduce the album. I'm gonna go track for track, man. Talk about each record. Like you said, you might have a story, you might have something to go along with it, man. So we're going to Chicago, man, to go visit Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He has 5 album covers. That's just something to tell you guys about. There's 5 album covers to this. It might be more. I'm not sure. November 22nd, 2010, hour and 8 minutes. Oh, there we go. Yes, the vinyl, baby. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's hip hop. They got the vinyl. That's what I'm talking about. In 43 seconds. The first track is Dark Fantasy, produced by the RZA. Now you got background vocalists from Nicki M and Jay Vernon. Now Nicki opens with spoken word. The track sets the tone with an orchestra banger. It's grand, ambitious, unapologetically triumphant. Ye delivers a mission statement on this track. Let's talk about number 1, Dark Fantasy. What do you got for that?
Man, the intro is a banger every time. When I work on music, I always think about bangers that hit, intros that hit. This is one of them. This is, I think, one of the greatest intros of all time to an album. It sets up to the album. When the beat drops after the "Can we get much higher?" Like with the RZA, it's crazy. It's a beautiful song, and it just sets the whole tone for the album.
100%, man. 100%. Number 2 is Gorgeous featuring Kid Cudi and Raekwon. This is produced by Kanye West. Now, built on a sample of You Show Me by the Turtles, a snarling Kanye addressing his critics in the media. Kid Cudi adds a haunting delivery as Raekwon closes with a classic Wu-Tang verse. Let's talk about number 2, Gorgeous, man. What's going on with that one?
Fire. That track it's one of that track is one of the best tracks ever. I think Kid Cudi goes off on that track with the hook. Raekwon goes off. The beat is kind of a drumless beat. I didn't even realize that until I remember Nicholas Craven put out like a playlist of like drumless beats or something on rap songs, and that was one of them. And I didn't really realize that the song was drumless for the longest time. My little brother loves this song. I remember when he was like 8 or 9, I was blasting this in front of him. He was like, yeah, he loves this song. The song is very close to my heart as well.
Speaking of Nicholas Craven, because this is a conversation, that's why I want you to get comfortable. Where would you put Nicholas Craven and a producer of maybe say the top 25 producers right now that's burning up the atmosphere? Where would you put Nicholas Craven at?
Man, definitely in my at least top 10 right now. I love everything he does. I'd probably put him in like number 7 or number 8.
Yeah, Nicholas Craven's a beast, man. I was just listening to him on YouTube. He doesn't go on YouTube often, but he does. He goes live and he plays music or some beats and stuff like that. It's just fire. I got to get him on the show, man. Me and him talk behind the scenes, but we haven't done the show yet. I'm gonna try to get him on there. Shout out to another. Dope. I'm sorry, say it again.
I said that'd be so dope.
Yeah. No, I talked to him for real. Listen, when I say I talk to somebody, I'm not joking around.
Oh, I know. I believe you.
Yeah, I talk to a lot of artists and producers. I just don't be like, yo, come on the show. I don't do that. I want it to happen naturally. I want to have actually something to talk about. I want him to have a dope project, and then we go talk about it or something like that. Shout out to Mark Nash. I don't just do interviews and have conversations just to do it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I don't know, just me. I don't know. People like, well, you know, so and so, you didn't. I'm like, I don't. That's just me. Let's go to number 3, Power, produced by K West and S1. A strong single and defining moment on the album. It's a bombastic stadium anthem, a meditation of fame, responsibility, and the cost of success. Kanye is so confident on this joint. Let's talk about Power.
Beat nasty. Just this is another one that's like I consider like a movement piece. The beat just keeps going over time. It's you start hearing little things in the beat, especially towards the end and stuff with the build up, and then it's just such a crazy song. There's a reason why they kept using the song in the early 2010s. Every pretty much movie trailer that came on for, because it's just another timeless song.
Well, 100%. Mark Nash's Power video was crazy. Fire out of nowhere with new sound. Oh hell yeah! Power. Yes. The video was crazy. Let's go to number 4. All of the lights, man. Did somebody else got another comment? Hold on, before we move on. Yeah, I heard Nicholas doing the production for the original Con Creatures with Boldy James. Maybe that was the same thing I was watching. I'm not sure. It could have been something different, because Nicholas Craven, he just pop up when he want to pop up. Now, number 4 is All the Lights Interlude, produced by K West and Mike Dean. It's basically an atmospheric interlude, serves as the transition into the full track. You don't really have to talk about that unless you want to talk about the interlude.
No, I think it's a great interlude. I think it's one of those interludes that it just kind of leads in. It's a beautiful orchestra one. I think Mike Dean was a part of that one, and it's another just great. I remember my buddy Bede that makes music with me. He I remember we were listening to it, and he's like, I wish Ye rapped on this song. I wish he did something with this. I might like this more than the actual record. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But it's just a beautiful interlude that leads into something. I'll just never forget about the music video lead up to that song.
Yeah, 100%. But let's get to number 5, the actual song, All of the Lights by K West. Features Rihanna, Kid Cudi, John Legend, Alicia Keys, Fergie, Drake, etc. A star-studded track with a darker undercurrent. Kanye addresses the emptiness that can come with fame. The horns, the strings, the percussion, everything is dialed up to 20. It's a sonic masterpiece. What do you think about all of that lights? All of that lights.
That's why it's so hard to choose which one, Touch the Sky or All the Lights, because they're both 10 songs. But like the song All the Lights, if we're really going to discuss it, it's phenomenal. I remember I forget what interviewer, he works for Complex. He does like a lot of Complex interviews, and he was talking about when he first heard that song with the synth and how it kind of sounded like crappy at first, and then like a couple months later he heard like the final version sounded completely different. It's just a very like in your face song. Elton John, Charlie Wilson, Alicia Keys, Drake's on the song. Like a lot of people, just like a lot of dope people involved with the song, and it's just it gets the praises it deserves, for a reason. It's a masterpiece.
Speaking of people we might forget that contributed to the album but didn't get any credit, like written credit, Q-Tip. I heard Q-Tip was like in the background just helping them with the album, the whole time. It didn't get any producer credits. He probably helped with beats, help with I don't know what he did, help with the sound. I don't know,
It's crazy because there's videos of Q-Tip in the studio around that time. I think it was a video with him, Common, and Kanye. They were like doing like a record sample, and he was like actually making a beat on the vinyl like player, and it was like a very hard dude. And Q-Tip's nasty. I sometimes forget to listen to Tribe, to be honest, because of just so much music.
We take Tribe for granted, and this is not even saying that. A lot of groups, you know what I'm saying, but this is why I do what I do when I'm listening to these albums, even the newer albums. Sometimes they trigger me back to go listen to a Tribe because maybe the music or a sample they use, and then I go back and listen to that whole album. I might go into a rabbit hole, a Tribe or EPMD or KRS-One or whoever, because of someone's new saying something that might have been a verse similar or something, or using a sample.
Yeah, makes you want to go back. Right back to Ye with the whole "Can't Tell Me Nothing" when he does the Troy reference from CL Smooth and Pete Rock, and it made me want to go back to the original song. And that's another 10 out of 10 hip hop track that's just like unforgettable, man.
Yep. See, I like this conversation. So you like hip hop. Let's go to number 6, Monster, featuring Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, Rick Ross, Von Iver, produced by Kanye West. The beat is dark and menacing, setting the stage for an incredible posse cut. Maybe Nicki Minaj's best verse. Jay Ross delivers solid verses, while Von Iver adds additional fire vocals. A well-seasoned meal. Monster. What are you talking about? What do you think about Monster?
Man, yeah, it's a dope track. I think everyone goes off, but Nicki really does steal the show. It's a verse that's still talked about to this day, I think.
No, 100%. I gotta give her. You gotta give it a shot. You gotta give it a shot. I know she's mixed up with Trump now, and she's trying to get her man off. I don't know what's going on. Whatever she's doing, she's lost. She's lost. She's lost in the sauce, and a lot of people are not rocking with her. But we gonna rock with this verse still, Nicki. We gonna still rock with this verse. I think Faces is giving her flowers. She's done it.
Records. I love Nicki's old work and stuff, especially when she was getting signed to Wayne and stuff. Like back 100%, then,
100%.
And like even Pink Friday is a pretty good album considering. I think
it's funny. Like I like when Nicki and Drake remind me. They're kind of like twins because when they rap, I love them. When they rap, but when they singing and experimenting and doing whatever, I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't. I'm switching it off. I'm turning it off. I'm on to the next something else. The verse was cool, but I think Jay-Z had the best verse. Okay.
Yeah, I think Jay's verse is phenomenal. It's funny. I see people think that his verse. Yeah, I did. childhood stuff. Don't. I'm not gonna get into more. It reminds me of my mom and stuff. So,
where do you rank this amongst Kanye's albums? Where do we rank this? I mean, actually, that's gonna be a question that later on. So I got that question for him later. So good question because I had the same question. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, it cut you off.
Jay-Z's verse was really good. That's another rapper that I just love to death. And but people like to say his verse was not really that good. And I was listening to this album for the last couple of days, and I was listening to it again. And we'll get to the next track, but I do think Ye's verse is probably my second favorite.
Ooh, on Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good question, Mark. Keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. Y'all can ask questions. This is live. Is this a top 5 hip hop album of all time? That's a question for you.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I probably would say so too. I have to really think about it, but for me, it might not be top 5, but it might be top 10 or at least top 25. It's really a great album. It's really sonically a great album.
It's definitely top 10, at least top 15.
Yeah, 100%. Because when people ask that question, I can say yes right away, but then if I start thinking about it, I could probably name 5 albums that I listen to more than this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. It's all about replayability. This is a classic album. I can play this over and over again, but there might be other albums that I'm more excited about to play over and over again. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it's top 5 in probably someone's book. It's probably top 1 in somebody's book. But where do you grade it, Mark Nash? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So Faces says which verse by Ross y'all like more, Devil in the Blue Dress or Monster? Well, let's get to it. Let's get to number 7 first, and then let's get to those joints first, and we'll talk about that. We'll save that question, Faces. Number 7 is Soul Paul by Jay-Z, Pusha T, RZA, Switch Beats, and Cyhi to Prynce. This is produced by No ID and K West. The solid posse cuts continue with another incredible lineup. The beat is dark and minimalist, allowing rappers to shine like the sun. The track is a meditation on success, doubt, and the pressure that comes with being on top. It's grimy but smooth like butter. What do you think about Soul Paul? This is another joint that's woo.
God, man, I was listening to this and I said to myself, this song is severely underrated. I was like, this song is so underrated. That's a song that I just think everybody goes off, and I will say who my favorite verse is, but you got Ye going off, dude. And there's a line on that song from Cyhi where he's naming all the months and stuff like that. March 8, oh my god. I think Jay-Z goes off. I think his verse on this song is incredible. He's dissing MC Hammer. I think Pusha T had the most underrated verse, though. I think when he's like, CNN said I'd be dead by 21, dude, it just the beat kicks in and he just goes off, just starts off. Everybody is just going off on this track. Swizz Beats goes off. The RZA even goes off towards the end. It's just wow, this is hip hop at its finest.
Everybody shows their cheeks. Everybody shows their ass, man. Straight up, man. I mean, that's why I'm it's funny because you pick the album and I go, let me go listen to this again. I know it was a classic, but let me go listen to it again. And by the time I'm on whatever, the first track, I got the volume up high. I'm singing and rapping every verse. I'm like, how do I know all this shit? You know what I'm saying? Because it's you know what I mean? You can just put it on and just think you everybody. I'm everybody on this.
Brings back memories and shit. Yeah. It just back to those times. And that's what it did when I was listening to it. I'm like, I'm glad me and him picked this album because originally I wanted to pick Illmatic.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I mean, that's a good one too. I already reviewed it. I probably wouldn't have agreed to it only because I have it on the channel already. I try not to duplicate it. I try not to duplicate albums I've done. Yeah. But this one, I've done Kanye reviews, but I just never done this album, even though it's so great.
I saw the Bully one and stuff. Yeah,
So We're gonna answer Face's question after number 8. Devil in the New Dress featuring Rick Ross, produced by Bink. Beautiful track built on a soul sample of Will You Love Me Tomorrow by the Shirleys. It's Lush, a track about love and temptation. Rick Ross, aka the boss, with a fire verse. Ye is vulnerable, honest, and full of regret. Talk about number 8, and then we can talk about what I guess he asked. What did he say? Something about whose verse is better? What did he say? Hold on. Oh, he said Ross. Okay, this is the question. Which verse by Ross y'all like the best? Okay.
Oh. All right, so I'm gonna get a little personal with this one. So
yes.
I'm gonna take a shot real quick.
Take a shot. I'll take a shot with you. Well, a sip or something. Let me throw some shots up first, too.
That's for the show. When I first heard this song, I remember I wanted to be an actor, director, and stuff. This song is the reason why I got into beats. And it's funny, this is the only song Kanye didn't produce on the album. And it's just, I think it's one of the best beats ever. At least top 5 of all time. I think this beat is incredible. I love the line on the song when Kanye goes, I hit the Jamaica spot and at the bar I took a seat. I ordered 2 jerks. She said, "Your art is what you eat." When single time, dude, I just sit there and I'm like, how did he even think how? Oh my God. And then the guitar solo, I'm like, oh my God, this isn't rap. I'm like, what? I was like so young, like, what? And then when Rick Ross comes in, it even goes crazier. I think his verse, I don't really count the monster. I think he kind of says a few lines here and there. This verse is
this verse. It's this verse. I was gonna answer the question early, but I said let's get to the record. So that hopefully I answered your question. Faces. What do you say? New Dress is probably my favorite on the whole album.
Probably mine too. Yeah, one of mine. At least at Run, So Appalled.
Shout out to Bink. I mean, he's a dope producer. Yeah. Shout out to Bink.
He's been around for a very long time.
He has.
He's a very underrated. I like the song "Ruler's Back" from Blueprint, Jay-Z. He did another one with Rick Ross called Santini Grease, and that beat. God, it's just a stink face. It's just a stink face.
You gotta be like, I do that. I say that all the time. You gotta be like, You just gotta do the face, like, That's the beat.
Oh man, it's just a perfect song. And when the song originally came out for Good Fridays, they didn't have the Rick Ross verse. They didn't even, I don't think, had a guitar solo at the I think it was just Kanye's 2 verses, and they cut the song.
Oh snap! Faces gave us a gem. He said, "Did y'all know Kanye made Rick Ross rewrite his verse a couple times?" I probably would too, and not to say speak about verses. I'm not sure if Kanye wrote every verse on his album, because when you start seeing people like Cyhi, the Prynce around him, he writes for him sometimes. A lot of people write for Kanye, but yeah, hopefully Kanye wrote those verses. Maybe then.
I hope so. I remember me and my buddy were talking about this album, and he even thinks Pusha-T did a lot of writing on this album too, and even some of the bars I can hear Pusha-T, especially even Devil in a New Dress. I can hear some Pusha-T bars, especially the Jamaica spot bar.
Yeah. You're right, because I know Pusha wrote. I know Pusha writes for him. I just know it, man. That beat was so fire. Everybody was doing freestyle sedan. I even got one to it. Yo, we gotta hear it, dog.
I might have freestyle at Devil in a New Dress too, dude. That song is incredible.
You gotta hear these freestyles, man. Cincerely Yours is such a beautiful song. It's such a big inspiration on how I wanted my production to sound. This is what this podcast is for. The story. See how you was like, I'm listening to this song. This is when I wanted to be a producer. This is it. This is the show. You know how if you ever watch Seinfeld, they say this is the show. They be like, what's the show about? Nothing. What do you mean? This is the show. What? About nothing. Like this not for this show, but you know what I'm saying. Our show, my show, It's for the people. It's to get the stories out, for the love of hip hop.
Like radio and stuff. But what we're doing over there and stuff. I know exactly what you're saying.
You got a show too. So and it's for the love. We can feel it through your speech and through the music you play. You know what I'm saying? We got a question before we go to the next one. Have you watched the beat breakdown with Don Cannon? I have not.
No, I have not. I've been seeing some Instagram clips. I saw one Don Cannon one where he made No Time by Playboy Cardi and Gunna. I saw that one. I see clips here and there. I think even Just Blaze did one with him. I want to say. I don't know. I could be tripping.
He said they send it to us. That's what's up. Let's go to number 9, Runaway. This is one of my favorite tracks, man. If not my favorite. Runaway featuring Pusha-T, produced by Kanye West. Over 9 minutes. It's a sprawling epic record that serves as a confessional. Kanye West addresses his critics, ex-girlfriends, and his own flaws. Let's have a toast for the douche bags. It's a standout record with a simple piano riff, but very haunting and creative. What do you think about this record, man? Runaway, Pusha T.
Timeless, man. I another song too that was in kind of a lot of commercials, trailers, whole 9 yards. We were talking about CL Smooth and Pete Rock. The drums are sampled by like an interlude from one of their songs, the drum break on Runaway. Again, fire song, timeless song. Pusha T's verse is another stink face verse. The ending of the song is beautiful. Just another movement piece. That's like every time I make a song that I feel like is supposed to really mean something, I think of this song because it just keeps more time. Like it just like you think there's there's so much going on, but there's still not enough. That is like they just keep throwing little things here and there and stuff. It goes in, it goes out. It just, and then the ending where I heard that was all just like kind of on the spot. It's just all beautiful to me.
No, it is, man. Mark Nash says, and that's what I was trying to remember. Consequence. Yeah, he writes a lot of his verses. Consequence.
Yep.
Big Sean, Cyhi, the Prynce, Pusha T wrote a lot on that album. I wonder how that works. Do they get the credit? Does he pay for the verses? I don't know. Hopefully he gives them some type of publishing. Hopefully they get those plaques as well. Because they deserve everything for this album. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next one. But like real quick, this album pushes boundaries, widely considered the greatest rap album of the 21st century. Number 10 is Hell of a Life, produced by Kanye West. It's a cynical, dark, humorous track that explores the emptiness of excess. Ye compares his life to a fantasy. Let's talk about number 10, Hell of a Life.
I like this song. I think out of all the songs on this album, this one's my least favorite. I think I like the beat. I think the song's fine, but definitely I think out of all the songs in this album, I think it's just one of the weakest ones.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'm listening to the album. I'm like, this is a great song. But like you said, it's the weakest song, but it's still a dope song. It's not like, he should have left it off. It's like the other songs are so incredible. You're like, what happened to this one? Why was he lazy with this one? Even though it's fire, you're like, if this song was on anyone else's album, you'd be like, oh, this is so-and-so's best song. But yeah, it's on this album, and you're like, what's going on with this record? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, it's one of those ones. Was one of the first songs that they recorded for the album after the Taylor Swift incident. Like this was like recorded like kind of after.
Oh, it was.
That's what I because there's a complex article of it's still up till this day that was from talking about like how he had like a whole rap camp and like all this like stuff going on down in Hawaii. And I think this was one of the first ones that they recorded.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Now, as much information you can share, man. That's what this is for too, because you know people that do love this album, they would love to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Number 11 is Blame Game. Blame Game. Thinking about John Legend.
Yeah,
featuring John Legend. Chris Rock's on here at the end. Produced by Kanye West and DJ Frankie. A vulnerable, intimate track about a toxic relationship. Mr. Legend delivers the soul, while Kanye reflects on his own shortcomings. And then you got Chris Rock with a little bit of dark humor at the end. What do you think about Blame Game?
I think the track's actually pretty dope. I remember my buddy put me onto this song, and I had my buddy Bede. He was like, "You got to listen to this song again." And then I listened to it, and then I love Chris Rock. I think he's my favorite comedian of all time. I love Chris Rock. The ending of that song is just it's freaking when you think about it, because he's hearing the other lover on the other call, or the guy that she's messing around with. And I love how he's like, "Oh, who reposted your pussy? Yeah, Yeezy Tommy." Oh,
Yeezy Tommy. Yeezy
Tommy. He just makes you fucking die. And I remember even him, he kind of has the same opinion as I do. He's like, "This is the greatest album of all time." Like he stands by this album as the best album of all time. Even he said when he got into the studio, everyone was wearing rosewood suits and stuff.
Oh man,
like it was like
Chris Rock did back this up. I think he even said it. Chris Rock, I think, had a documentary or a movie or something, and he mentions this album in the movie or in the documentary or something, and he talks about the love of this album and stuff like that. So yeah, he's really
album.
It is a dope album. You listen, you selected a great album, and I'm surprised I never reviewed it on this channel, but like I reviewed thousands of albums, and like I said, I do new, old, whatever. I just follow what I feel. I don't be like, oh, I don't know, like say like, okay, say the game just came out. I'm not rushing to go review the game. I might listen to it, but I'm not gonna review it right away just to get clicks. I review it when I want to. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am.
Oh, respect to you.
Yeah, off-topic question, but who's your favorite comedian? Mine is Pryor. That's a good one. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
I gotta say either Chris Rock. I like Dave Chappelle a lot. I think Louis C.K. is funny as hell too. If we're talking about newer guys now, I think Shane Gillis is pretty funny. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? My buddy's really into comedians and stuff.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I like a lot of them too. I like Bill Burr. Of course, Dave Chappelle, Donnell Rawlins. There's a lot of them. If I do a list, like maybe one day I do a list, because I don't want to really forget a lot of people. But yeah, anybody. It could be Bernie Mac. It's so many. Cedric the Entertainer got one of the best hour specials. I forget what it's called, but just certain people, man. Eddie Murphy, he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy's raw. Yeah, nobody could get away with that now. Fucking. I want to say, man, I just said his name.
Bill Burr.
No, it wasn't Bill Burr. It was another. It was George Carlin's another guy.
George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin.
He's pretty good.
Incredible.
Man,
incredible.
I had
Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney. Like these are the people. It's funny. Paul Mooney wrote a lot of Richard Pryor's jokes.
Wow.
People don't know that. Paul Mooney was behind a lot of stuff that Richard Pryor did, but you got to think about Richard Pryor made it funny.
Yeah, he
his facial expressions, the way he moved, So
Cat Williams. That was the guy.
Cat Williams. Yep, Cat Williams.
That's the guy who.
Patrice O'Neal. Yeah. Patrice O'Neal. Man, R.I.P. It's too many. Like you said, it's too many, man.
Yeah.
It's too many. But he says somebody else. One more before we go to the next. I had no idea Paul was like that. Oh, yeah. He said Neil Brennan. Oh, need another podcast. I think I say
yeah.
I think I say, but Paul, Paul's good too. Let's go to number 12, Lost in the World, featuring Bon Iver, produced by Kanye West, built on a sample of Bon Iver's Woods. And I started looking into Bon Iver. Like I started playing his music like right after I did this review, and I was like, this dude's dope. But anyway, let's go back. But built on the sample of Bon Iver's Woods, it's a hymn to love and survival. It's a moment of peace in an otherwise chaotic album. A beautiful, sprawling closer. What do you think about this one, number 12?
I think it's a beautiful ending. I love the song. I think is another underrated song on this album. I love Ye's verse. When I was making the album Origami, I thought about this ending, so it is a little personal, I guess, to me, the song. So I do really like this song a lot. I think I think Bon Iver is really good on this song and shit. He's just a beautiful song.
Were you familiar with Bon Iver prior to the album? Or like you kind of like heard him on this album, was like, oh, who's this guy? And
kind of like a bit of both. I've seen his name around and stuff, but I never really listened to it. Maybe I heard something here and there because he has like famous songs that I've heard in like a movie or so that I liked, but didn't really know until.
Of course, you didn't know. Of course,
back and forth. But it made me go back to his discography. I like the album. I think it's called 22 God, and then he made another album after that. And then the song that this is sampled by was from it's like one of the most depressing albums of all time. I forget what the name is called, but he recorded it in a cabin, and it was really good. Really good. Just all good music from him.
They're teaching me how to pronounce his name. Bob Ivor. What was I saying? Bon is spelled B-O-N. So
I heard Bon Iver and I've heard Bon Iver.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Kanye got it Bon Iver or something like that. I don't know. But Bob Ivor. Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You're good. And this is funny because I call whoever's talking to me fact checkers. So they know they do this because I asked them to. If you know my show, I'll be like, fact checkers, yeah, nerds, fact checkers, check me. You know what I'm saying? So I love this that he's teaching us the way to pronounce it because that is someone's name. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. Number 13, Who Will Survive in America, produced by Kanye West. Album ends with a spoken word piece by Gil Scott Heron. Who will survive? Who will survive in America is the question. It ties the album theme of struggle and survival together. Number 13, just a kind of spoken word poetry, by a legend, Yeah, no,
I think this outro is amazing. I think I've heard a couple theories of what this means. I think it was at the time the state of like America or something. The state of how people viewed him, or like I heard someone say it was a prediction of like his outcome after this album and stuff like that. So it's definitely all I just like a very thought-provoking outro to an album like this.
No, 100%. And I'm sorry. I cut your blessings off. What'd you say?
I said it just I feel like this outro was like thought out for a reason and why they picked it to be the outro to the album. That's all. You didn't interrupt.
Oh no, yeah, of course. Yeah. Just to close it out, of course, 2010 UMG Recordings Incorporated. Now, top Kanye albums, you got The College Dropout, 2004, Yeezus, 2013, The Life of Pablo, 2016, The Late Registration, 2005, Graduation, 2007, 808s and Heartbreak, 2008, Watch the Throne, 2011 with Jay-Z. Now, that goes back to the question. I don't know if it was DC or Faces. They was asking, where would you put this album? Like, Kanye has so many. He might have the most classic albums. Like, first of all, does Kanye West have the most hip hop rap classic albums?
I think so. I think he was on a run for a bit. I even think Donda's somewhat of a classic. I know some people don't care for that album. I
like Donda. I got probably listen to it again to see if it's a classic, but I really did like Donda.
Yeah, I think some songs could get a little too long in that album, but I think it's good. People I'll say this. I think Dark Fantasy is my all-time favorite. And I'm telling you, it's like Sliver, Jesus. But I love Graduation. I saw Ye during the Life of Pablo tour. That was what also got me into this whole like album, you know what I'm saying, making music and stuff, loving hip hop. Like when I saw that stage, that's when I knew like it was like this shit is all like this was all meant to be. And I meant to go the second time, but that's when the whole tours was canceled.
And then you, if you seeing him in concert, I know you was like, yo, who is he? Jesus? Like because he's like bigger than. It's not saying he's bigger than God, but you know what I'm saying? You see it, you go, yeah. What is this? Like, because like you said, he's so creative. The stages, the fans, the love he's getting, you're like, what the? You know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. Like when people like he's throwing Hitler up, he's wearing Nazi signs, but then he does a concert somewhere and sells out 800,000 million people, you know, weird stuff like you're like, what's going on?
I know.
Like, seriously, like he has power over the people.
I saw Freddie Gibbs post when he did the SoFi Stadium after like when he dropped Bully, and he goes, "As long as you have classics, you'll never get canceled." And he posted a picture with him and Kanye and stuff. That's why he's like, after seeing this guy, there's no such thing as like a cancellation. But like, he was just obviously like, Freddie Gibbs is a very funny guy. And
Freddie Gibbs is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, very great rapper. I have Pinata right next to me. I thought his verse on Back to Me on Vultures 1 was really good on the Ye and Ty Dolla $ign album. But man, Pablo's really good, dude. Man, just I think Ye does have a lot of great classic albums. That's what's sad about a lot of it too. But I think that's what's great about his discography is it's like a variety of music. That's so why when I make music.
We answered this already, Faces. We both agreed that Hell of Life is a dope record, but that's probably the you said most underrated song. Oh, what's the most underrated song on the album? I don't know. What do you think?
I probably So Appalled for me.
So Appalled?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the records now. Yeah, because it didn't get that much shine, but it's one of the best records. Yeah, you're right.
I just think it's just severely underrated. Like, not even trying to use that again. Like, it's just a crazy track.
Did you you already answered this one? What are your top 3 Kanye albums? Did you answer that one already?
Yeah, but I'll say I'll put a couple honorable mentions. So if I'll do a top 5. I think Dark Fantasy is my favorite, but like I'm telling you, like it'd probably be like Ty, to be honest, as Yeezus as well. But Graduation would be probably like the number 3. The more I listen to this album, I think it starts building more to me. And that's when I really started liking Kanye was 808s and Heartbreak. That's number 4. And number 5 is probably Donda, to be honest.
I love your answers because coming from I'm not gonna say you're mainly a producer, but it seems like I don't know if that's more of your love producing, but you produce. So it seems like you picked a lot of the albums that the production value was high. And like I would select the Teddy Bear albums first, right? You know, all 3 of those Teddy Bear albums.
Of course.
The College Dropout, the Late Registration, Graduation, whatever order, right? And then I would pick this one. Then I would pick this album.
And Late Registration, I own both of those on CD. I think those 2 albums are incredible. That's the thing about Kanye is like it's like generational stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the early 2000s, like listening to him, and then you got the 2010s Kanye, and then now you got the 2020s. And I know people don't like to really talk about the 2020s, but like Donda, I think is like the really like one of the last like wow. When I heard it, and it's a very personal album to me as well because I had a buddy that passed away during that time, and It came out around my birthday as well, and it was just like a good album at that time for me to listen. It was like a healing album, and it was just such a great album in my opinion. And I felt like that was like when he truly put his all into the music.
No, I like that. I got some questions, and I'm gonna play one more game before I get you out of here. But DC says, "How do you consider something a classic album?" For me, real quick, it's really playability. It's it has to be. I have to be able to like, yo, I'm and play it every year. I'm about to go back to Strictly Business, EPMD.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna use that for. That's one of my favorite groups. But so I play Strictly Business and a lot of EPMD albums every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I play an MC Breed album every year? No, I might play one of my favorite songs by him. But albums, like, they gotta like really live with you. Like you said, you felt that album. You maybe something happened in your life, or it builds with you. It grows with you. It is you. You know what I mean? So, what do you think about that? How do you condone a classic album?
So, I think classic albums can be deciphered in certain ways. Like, there's a lot of albums out there, like, you know, NWA, Straight Outta Compton. I'm trying to think of another one, like 50 Cent, Get Rich, Die Trying, where I don't listen to those albums all the time, but I think they're classics for their own rights because it came out at a certain time and all this. I love certain albums too that I think people. One that we can maybe do another review for this one is Speeding Bullets to Heaven, or yes, Speeding Bullets to Heaven from Kid Cudi. That was like complete.
That'd be a good one. I didn't do that one yet.
And that's an album that's like a rock album that was completely shat on. And when I heard it the first time, I was like, it's not good. And a lot of people wrote it off. It was not good. Then years later, something was going on in my life. I heard it again and I was like, I think I understand now what this album represents. And sometimes I think there's flawed masterpieces where I think an album was like misunderstood at the time, but like it might not be like perfect, but it's like ahead of its time.
Since we're talking about Kanye, we're going to go back to a couple more games. And, you know, it's Kanye style, so we're going to keep it Kanye. This is 3 verse 3, the track fight round. So we'll do this fast, and then I got some questions for you, and then we'll promote and get you out of here.
Yeah, you're all good. Take your time.
Stronger verse, Ninjas in Paris. I don't know what your culture is. You maybe can't say that word, but so that's why I changed it. Stronger verse, Ninjas in Paris. Which one? Round 1.
I like, man, I think they're both classic songs. If I have to say, I think it's Gentlemen in Paris.
I would say it too. I would say the same thing. Round 2, Power verse Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Oh. I'll say Power. I think Can't Tell Me Nothing. It's like right there. It's right there.
I was pick.
Can we do
nothing.
To it?
Huh?
Did we do Drink Champs and like if I can't choose, I sit to it?
No. This is just you know, this is just rounds. We're just fighting right now, man. You're fighting. Okay. Round 3, Jesus Walks versus Hey Mama.
Jesus Walks. And I think Hey Mama is really good too.
I agree with you on Jesus Walks. Jesus Walks is just something that you're like, What is this? Who is this guy? How did he write this song? What the hell? Like everything. You just think so much.
Yeah, of his time.
Yeah, it's insane. But thanks for playing that game. I got some questions for you though. You know, since you picked this album. First question is, does this album hit different now that you've aged? You said you heard it when you was 10?
Yes.
Okay, so now you listen to it again. What's going on with it?
I think it still hits the same. I think this album represents maybe the new generation of like, I mean, I don't know how to like really explain this in terms, but like this album to me, I think is very personal. It's a great album. It's it's what a perfect album I think should be, if there's such thing as a perfect album. When it comes to features, to production, to verses, to like certain song choices and stuff like that, or track listing, mixing and mastering. You know, you get you know what I'm saying?
No, I get the gist. I get what you're saying. No, it like you said, that's why when you picked it, I wasn't surprised. I'm like, Jameis, he's a dope producer. I get why he picked this album. Like, it's sonically just so pleasing to the ears. Like, no, it is. It's probably the most pleasing album of Kanye's catalog. It may be 808. I don't know, but but it just, the music is so, I don't know. It's amazing. Number two is oh, I'm sorry, good.
I was gonna say the thing about 808s, I think it influenced my generation of like the
yeah. I'll be honest, because I was like you with this album, with 808. I was like, when I first heard them, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
what is this shit, right? And then when I went back to it a couple years later, I'm like, this album's amazing. This album's a fucking amazing.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel too. It hits when it really does hit.
I didn't get it at first. What the fuck is this shit? I was like, what the fuck? Had some great features, a couple songs, but when I really went back to it, I'm like, God damn it, he did it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is a classic album. So, number two, any underrated tracks on this album? Oh no, we already answered that. See, I had that same question. What does the album teach you as a producer / artist?
I have a couple stories with this. So when I was making Origami, that was really the first time I got a lot of producers involved with an album. And something else that's kind of, we'll talk about that later, that's coming up very soon. It taught me as an like a producer and artist, how to navigate and what sounds good, who belongs in this record, what features sound on this record. It really taught me how to really navigate through making an album. And I brought people in certain rooms like he did that probably didn't belong in those rooms together, but it somehow worked. And Kaleidoscope, I think of it that way as well. When I was making it, I hit up Shout Out Faces in the chat, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it made me think outside the box of like, what if I get him? You know what I'm saying? And that's how Dark Fantasy is. It seemed like when he was making this album, he called everybody he knew. And that's how I felt. Even now on like what I'm doing, it's like, it seems like I'm calling everyone I know.
No, that's fire. I like that. No, that's fire. It makes sense though. That makes sense. Number 4 is, do you think artists study rap culture enough? Like, and I'm talking about, I'm gonna say your generation, or or the younger than you. Like, what you know what I mean?
I try to study all the greats. I try to study who produced a track, mixed or mastered it. Shout out Mike Dean, you know what I'm saying? Like the guy that I work with on my albums, who, I try to do most of the mixing and stuff, or try to make it sound what the sound it does. Like, but he'll come in and I'll tell him certain things and he'll actually sometimes improve the record. So I guess that's how that's how it goes.
Okay. Last question before I get you out of here. Best avenues to promote music.
What I've learned is networking, keeping consistent, and just doing what you can. Be yourself. I know it sounds kind of generic, but it's honestly the God honest truth is just do what you think is right. There's sometimes I drop music that I'm like, I don't think it sounds good, and then I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna do it right now, and it sometimes hits a lot different.
No, 100%. This is the time for you to promote, do whatever you need to do. But I also want you to, and I all my guests, I pressure them to say something positive. Say something. It could be a quote. It could be something you learned from your mom, your pops. It could be something that you made up, just something positive, something to, you know, enlighten the people, speak to your fan base. You know, it's just something positive, man, before you get out of here. Because, like, say we was all negative in the beginning. I don't know. I'm just saying the whole thing. I always want to end on a high note. That's all I'm saying.
No, I respect that. And if I'm gonna say something good today, it's just be yourself, live every day to the fullest, because you never know tomorrow. And if you're an artist or anyone that's out there making any sort of thing, which it could be a job or whatever you dedicate your life into, live it to the fullest, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And it's just live your life. Do what you.
No, 100%, man. No, James, for real, seriously, man. I'm glad you was on the podcast. I'm happy you blessed the podcast, and this is your home. That's why I said in the beginning. That's why I was like, I always tell people, you know, I'm not to call you out, to come a little early so we can speak and have a little conversation prior, so I can make you feel more comfortable. Or smoke some weed, do whatever you got to do, sip something, because this is your podcast now. Like, this is now.
I know. I appreciate it.
You can come promote your album or your whatever. You can come promote your boy's album, whatever. You can come through and just break down the album. If you just want to release some steam, you can come talk about hip hop, and we can have subjects.
Oh yes,
bullshit about hip hop. I've had plenty of rappers come on here, and you just did things that he wanted to do and he wanted to talk about, he or she. So yeah, and thanks everybody that's been in the chat. Here's Johnny, of course,
in the chat.
Joe, let me think of Faces was there. 82 DC, Joe Rates Music. Who else is in here? I'm trying to think of everybody. I'm gonna go down the line, looking around. Mark Nash. From everybody that came in and everybody that's watching and didn't say nothing, say something. You know, say it if you can.
No, peace severely, and sorry about my late appearance. I was
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't even bring it up again. I was just making an example because I want people to feel comfortable on this show. I want people that this is your show. This is Johnny's show. This is Faces show.
It's Mass Love.
82 DC show. This is Mark Nash's show. You know what I mean? Like that part of the chat. Oh, you think I'm answering that question? I could have just ignored this shit and concentrate on you and me and talk. No, man, that part of the goddamn show.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, without them is no me. Without whatever, vice versa. Like, I support y'all support me. It's a family. It's man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. For some people, man, I just be like, I just don't like clicks. I don't like people, you know, favoring people. The industry. I don't like the industry. I'm just talking about the industry. I hate.
I agree with you. I'm with you on the industry. You know, that's what Kaleidoscope was a representation. Is we're like we can make songs just as hit as hard as what the industry's doing, but even better. And we're 100%. Doing it in.
And I do want you to promote. I'm going to promote real quick, but the THHC podcast. Thanks everybody for purchasing my books. Of course, I have 2 actual books that I want you guys to get, and they're called the Surveyor's Chronicles series, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And then I have some ebooks y'all can go check out. And then I have an ebook for the family. This is usually it's an ebook that collectively brings the family together through like a fun activity book. You know, so thank everybody for buying merch and purchasing the books, you know, and listen to the music that I executive produces. I am an executive producer. I do listen to music very well, and I know what's good and what's not. And I've been helping people with albums. Of course, I help with Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
Main of Medicine and Song Lee. Great album. They just put it out as a CD. Their first physicals. Well, not Main of Medicine's first physicals, but Song Lee's first physical. The female MC, and she's very proud of this. I'm very proud of her, and I'm very proud of them two together. And get the CD, man. And you know, like I said, listen to the podcast, donate to the channel so I can keep doing this and having dope guests like Jameis on, and just keep paying the bills, keeping the lights on. Shout out to, you know, Indiana that have no lights. You know what I'm saying? All of the lights, they need Kanye's song over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the families that are, you know, their kids and they are missing and getting hung mysteriously. You know, I don't know what's going on with that, but shout out to everybody, man. If you could donate and you can help out and with the channel, let me know, man. And then I review albums. I review EPs. I review singles. Yes.
Yep.
It's for a little bit of money, but guess what? Guess what? It's worth it. I'm not the guy that goes, number 1 is dope. Number 2 is dope. Number 3 is dope. If you see my breakdowns, I actually put a lot of effort into it, and I listen to your album at least 10 times before I even put pen to paper and stuff like that. So
yep.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
Severe.
So what do you want to? You got anything else you want to promote?
We
got it.
Kaleidoscope. When I see.
Kaleidoscope. Get it. I didn't know you saw a CD. It gets physicals. I didn't know you had physicals.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop the 5th anniversary to Shooting to the Moon, my first album that I made a couple of years ago that I did a live stream. I meant to do it, but Free My Soul came out around that time. So I wanted to focus on that album. You know, that's a whole nother album that we're going to get on. I'll tell you, my birthday's coming up August 31st.
Whoa!
It's going to be every day. There's going to be something new. Grab a Radio's new special, dope special radio. I'll say I got a beat set ready to go. Man, bunch of announcements that whole week, but we're gonna run up the culture that week.
I can't wait. And I guess a pre-happy birthday, man. What are you gonna be 19, man? What are you gonna be 19?
26. I appreciate 19.
I know. I remember when I was 19. Shit, I wish I was 19. And shout out to Grabber Radio, man. Thanks for having me on last week. Y'all can go check out that episode.
That was a dope, that was a dope time talking to you, and a lot of knowledge that I was great to know about Mass, and it was just Massachusetts love. And I want to be back on here. You want to do another album? We'll do it very soon.
I'm telling you, man. Like I said, once I agree, if you really knew me, you'd be like, man, he don't have a lot of people on this podcast. It's for a reason. I deal with who I deal with. I don't invite everybody in my energy and my spirit, because I gotta get to know you from afar. That's why I was, when I'm in y'all groups, I'm listening to y'all, I'm seeing who's a character and what's going on, and then I'm like, I like this Jameis kid, man, and that's why I was like, yeah, I'll be on your show, yeah, come on my show, and Faces and everybody, 82, these people, y'all, you guys are great people. Y'all have good hearts. I can tell at the end of the day that it's all about love, man. It's not, you know what I mean?
No,
I get it.
That we're from Mass and stuff, and it just adds another layer and stuff. Shout out Aunt Kelly and the shit, Shout
out to Aunt Kelly, man. I know Aunt Kelly.
Yeah. Just fucking, I'm glad. Man. I'm glad to be on this podcast. I'm glad we reviewed one of my favorite album pretty much of all time. Peace to Severely, man. You're great. I got to DM you. We're going to keep talking because, like I said, I'd love to be back on here.
We got to trade physicals, man. I give you my physical for a physical.
Yeah. We'll link, dude. I promise. We'll DM after this conversation. I appreciate being on your show. I gotta show you some exclusive shit that I got in the stash, only for you, man. Peace to everyone in the chat. I appreciate you having me on here, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Peace out. And the last thing I want to say is love yourself, love your family and friends. If you got more love to give, or hopefully you got more love to give. Give love to others, strangers. If you could give to Indiana, give to Indiana. If you could look out for your brothers and your sisters, please do. Look out for the weak, the strong, the old, and the young, man. Let's get out of here, man. THHC podcast. We out of here.
Yes, sir.